What's up, guys? Do you want to learn all about the game? Yeah? Good, you came to the right video. Today, we're going to be learning about the basics of this game, Clash of Mafias. Okay, let's start off with your title up here. This is your title, as you can see, and you gain respect and make your title increase by upgrading henchmen, refreshing talents, upgrading bosses, upgrading traps, upgrading techs, all that good stuff. This is the list of titles here. And let me show you where it starts making a big difference. Right here, when you hit Lieutenant, I've noticed right here, not Lieutenant, but Family Head. That's when it starts making a big difference, because as you can see, that's when it starts doing the 10% instead of the 5% boost in pits. And what that does is it gives you a 40% boost in HP and attack power. This is 50, 60, and so on. And your ultimate goal is to become the Godfather. This is your, this is your honor. Fighting the pits to get honor. And what that does is, what honor does, is when you, like Rascal, for example, he needs to be level broken. And, excuse me, the only way to level break him is to get that honor. And I don't have enough right now. So, I'm going to have to wait. And you can, even though it says 140, you can get his experience all the way up to 5,000 or 576,000. But you can't go over that. And then when you do level break him, you only have to get one EXP to make him 141. And some people don't know that you can go over the 140 mark, but you just, well, kinda, you know what I mean. You cannot hit 41 or 21 or etc. But that's what respect does. I mean, honor. It's a big, important goal of the game to get a lot of honor, because I thought I was good a long time ago, and now I'm at a bottleneck and I suck because I can't upgrade Rascal. This is your battle reports. This shows your defense fail or defense success. Is what this shows, which is when people invade your base in raids or in turf wars, you know. And this is your pits. As you can see, this includes your streak and what you originally got from beating that person. And if you lose, it always takes a little bit of your pit credits away. And this is reward where you get your rewards every week for doing pits and random things IGG gives you, which they haven't done in a while. So, and since we're talking about pits, this is your pit score right here. And you get rewards for that, and it's different depending on how much you get. Like this one, if you stop the season and you only got 500, then you only get 25,500 honor for the season, which ends Sunday. Well, for me, it ends Sunday night. And top prize is 200,000 honor. Now that is nice. That's what I need. And if you click this, you can see what you've completed and what you haven't completed. And if you're trying to calculate, okay, will I reach enough honor to level break my boss this Sunday? You can kind of calculate it, because you'll see what you'll get here. And then you can kind of guess what you'll get by beating people. Like right now, my streak is 29, So if I battle this person in the pits, blue sparks, I would get 129 pit creds for that. And I usually buy a shield. You just go to the little shield with a star. I usually buy 50 on Sunday, and it covers you for 24 hours, so people can't attack you. I mean, they can attack you. They just can't. If they beat you, your pit credit don't go down. Like, you seen when Ugly Doggy beat me in the pits, it went down 8. It wouldn't have done that if I'd had a shield. Get out of here. Okay. And here's the pit rankings. It's always good to do good in the pits, especially if you have a family, because it helps the family out a lot. And as you can see down here, the season prize is these statues. And what they do is they give you more resources, which, I mean, my resources are usually full all the time anyway, but if you're a lower player, these are good. These are actually good all the time. They're just really symbolic. It's like, yeah, I did good in the pits. And here's the family rankings and respect. And then the pits. And every Sunday it's really fun just to watch which family can outdo the other family or whatnot. And it's a nail biter. I tell you, there's been times where we've beat Cosa Nostra. I don't know how to exactly say that, but yeah. We've beat them by like 100 points, but we've beat them, I think, once or twice. I'm thinking one time. That's a good family. That's a top family in the game. And then whatever, it's always a battle between them and us. And 9 Squad's always on top. Most of the season, they're getting good. And if you don't like your little list of people you got here, you can click refresh for 15 gems and it'll refresh it. Sometimes it works out good. Sometimes it gives you a bunch of sucky options. And down here, here's your challenges. You can buy 3 challenges a day for 50, 100, and 200 gems, crystals. I always buy the 50 and 100 pack because, I mean, it works out. And this is World Chat. And to private message a person, you just click on their name and you can add them as a homie, and they'll appear over here. And then you can just easily check their base, or you can private message them. Or you can click their name and just PM them right there or check their base. And this is family chat. I mean, it sucks because if you're on here, you don't get a notification. So IGG needs to fix that. And then this soup case here shows your bonds for all your bosses and your skill cards and your experience if you have any, and your henchman bonds. And it'll show the little, I'll show you. Because so many people just, well, they're starting out, they're like, where the heck's my little face guy? These things here. You can find these in here, and what you do is you click it if it was here, and it says use, and you use it, and you get 10 random boss bonds. And this is another way to get honor that we talked about earlier, is you can buy it for 300 crystals, and watch, here's a glitch. It don't give you the honor, it just says sold out. They need to fix that too. No big deal. And if you go here, you can either go here to the shopping cart or up here, and it lets you buy crystals. I always wait till there's a good bonus on them. And you can also buy resources, and you can buy a little worker if you don't already have all 5 like I do here. But you use these to upgrade your buildings and such. Like, for example, I got a worker on the tower, and I got a worker on the arsenal. And you can also speed those up by using crystals, but I rarely do that unless, I mean, absolutely need to or something. I usually have pretty good patience with that, which is surprising. And then here's where you buy your resource buildings and then your defense buildings. And then you can also buy protection. Like if you have a lot of cash or shots, which I never buy protection. And then you can buy your little decorations. Go to the roads, alright. That's not the roads. Yeah. 10 gems for the roads. And here's where you buy your statues. Like I said, for the pit stager statues. And then here's your family statues. Like, if your family, like my family's in the top 10, so we get a silver statue. And what that does, I'm trying to see what it does. Statue available to members of last season's 2 through 5 family ranks. And what it does is it puts more defense, I guess you would say, more health on your buildings. So when they get attacked, like for example, well, I don't know about that. Let's see. Who's the guy that shot me with that? Ah, Stogie. I'll show you. He actually has a good strategy if you want to get some good resources real quick. Just bear with me. But yeah, as you can see, there's blue lines above there. And it's supposed to be red normally. But if you have that statue, it makes it harder for people to steal your resources and stuff. Which is a good thing. So the statue is actually good. I think the family statue is a lot more useful than the pit statue because it actually helps you out from people stealing your resources with the missiles and other little skills. Now watch how he brings Redbeard out and shoots his skill at my resource buildings. Actually not a bad idea. There's Redbeard. Kaboom! As you can see, just destroys everything over there. But yeah, that's what the statue does. What else? And then you click this. This is pretty much like clicking the bar. You can check out your bosses and higher bosses. Do your lucky spins. And my advice is to not do lucky spins unless you have like quite a bit of crystals. And you can refresh and try to get a different bond to roll for 2%. This is your guide. Don't ever go by the power level because it's a lie. Because they say, oh, Santa's power level is 1206. Can't wait to buy this and get that away. But, like, for example, 1206. But in my opinion, Sherry's a lot better. Sherry can. And she only has a power level of 1202. So don't ever go by that. This is your achievements down here. You get gems for, or crystals for doing certain things. And here's your settings. Shows your IGG ID and turn the music on or off. And you can send IGG stuff about bugs and you can switch accounts. And they need to bring back life support. They suck. And then this is your purchase gifts. If you purchase gems, I keep saying gems, so use the Castle Clash. Crystals. Then you can get some good stuff here. And here's where you claim your monthly package. And here's another little dorky glitch. They say, oh yeah. Now look. You fix that bug too. And you click this, you can buy protection like I said. Here's your Clubhouse. This is how you join a family. If I wasn't already in a family, it would say, you know, search for a family or whatnot. Here's your arsenal, where your techs are. And the more you level up your arsenal, the more techs you have, and the stronger you can make them. And you can use those when you raid and such. And if you upgrade your HQ, you get more things. Like more buildings and stuff like that. AKA, make your base bigger. But you gotta watch getting too high in respect too quick. Because then, like, for example, you have guys like Fun 12. I mean, he's lower respect than most guys in the top, like, 50. But he has the strongest bosses because you face people around the same respect with you. So if you have strong bosses and you're facing people with, if you have strong bosses and you face people around the same respect, but they're focusing more on their base, your bosses will destroy their bosses every time because you'll have a lot stronger bosses. Let's see what else we got here. That's about it for this page, and then this is Turf Wars, they call it. And this tells you like who attacked you on here and who didn't and whatnot. This is your energy. It decreases by 5 every time you do a raid. You click the gun and you do a raid. And this is your extortions. And be sure to collect that and do your extortions every day. And how you do your extortions are like you click on extort, and all you could do is put one boss in there. You don't have to put 2 or 3. I mean, it doesn't matter. And you click begin extortion, and then boom, it starts doing it. And this is the chop shop, and you see 64204. That's my infamy that I have. And how you get that is you click the fist and the guns. And if you are just starting out, you'll have little skulls around this area. And these faces, they're called high keeters. You just fight. And like, nah, I didn't want to click that. Like, for Goldilocks, if I attacked her, I would get 480 infamy and that much EXP and money and shots. Then I go over here, and I would buy, you know, whatever. So, you kind of got to watch your team, because if you have a beast, and you have Lily, then you're going to have to divide that infamy up to buy the bonds unless you do lucky rolls. So, if you're not pay to play, it's going to be tough to get stars on them. And your henchman's going to suffer too. But you click the gun to get cash and shots. And another thing I forgot to tell you guys about is the shop here, which is gained through doing pits. You can buy skill cards and Stogie bonds and host bonds and EXP in here. Now, I hardly ever buy the skill cards unless I'm like set on getting someone's skill up, because I think they are way overpriced. But you can also get them from doing extortions and the draw in the bar. And another thing, you gotta be careful when you have Stogie and Host on the team, because if you're free to play, you're gonna have to divide that up, and your skills might suffer or your EXP might suffer. So it's always kind of good to have, like, you know, one boss from the chop shop, one boss from the pit that you can get bonds from, you know what I mean? And then you can extort for some other bosses like Shredder, Frankie, Babs, Scarlet, and usually have one. If you're pay to play, you can have as many gym roll gym roll heroes only that you want, like Sherry, Rascal, and Santa. But if you're free to play, you better not do that, because then you'll be screwed later on in the game, because you won't be able to get no bonds for them. And then here's how you check for events. And this is Tapjoy offers. If you ever need any crystals, like, you know, just one or two, and you're like, oh, I have enough, just go to Tapjoy and just do some of this stuff, and it'll work. And you'll get some crystals that way. And if you're just starting out, be sure to rate the game, give it a 5-star rate, and you'll get 100 crystals right off the bat. And join a family too, it's 100 crystals right off the bat, if you're just starting out. And then sign in. Your sign in, if you're just starting out, will look different than mine. You'll have different things here. But yeah, as you can see, if you sign in every day, you'll get some good rewards and stuff like that. And the tower, you got 3 types of towers. When you first start out, you have like a generic sucky tower, and then you can upgrade to any of these 3. My favorite's the mortar nest, as you can see. Let's see. Aha, traps. Traps. It's always good to be constantly leveling the traps up. Now, my favorite was dogs, but now it's mines. I love the mines. You level the C4 explosives up, and if they hit those, you're going to obliterate usually the mob wives and the raggers. And then, yeah, they do some damage. And then dogs are good to have because, like with my base, come within here, the dogs come out and these things start picking the people off as they're attacking the dogs. I mean, little things like that when you're designing your base, you just got to think about, just like if they come in this way, they'll hit this, and then usually they'll go down here, hit that, or they'll come down here and they'll go down here and hit this mine, and then they'll come over here and hit this mine. I mean, you just gotta think about every possibility. Or for example, when they're coming, they'll hit the hydrant and they'll be stuck in that. I mean, it's just a lot of things you gotta consider when you're trying to create a base where nobody can attack you or get a successful raid on you. But that's pretty much it. I mean, you can also buy energy for 120 gems. I'm just gonna say gems. Screw it. But I hardly ever do that because I usually am busy doing turf wars, or I just take a break and then I come back and, you know, it reloads. And it reloads, I don't know, I think like every 2 minutes or every minute you get one or something. Something like that. And it's always good if you're just starting out too. I'll give you a quick breakdown of the bosses and what they're good at. If you're just starting out, never have it in your mind, okay, my long-term goal is to have like Padrino full stars and Gretchen full stars and Yokozuna full stars. No. Never. These guys I use more for respect, to get my respect up. I would never use these guys in raids because they suck. All of them suck, if you ask me. Because, like with them, I've said it in another video, they don't have a skill bonus if you level their skill up. For example, like Rascal, she has a skill bonus. So does the Henchmen, actually. Like with the Raggers, as you can see, their skill bonuses right here. If you level them up to whatever, like level 10, 5% chance to deal a critical hit, 2 times damage. And I thought I had, maybe not. Try to show you what they all do. I'm sure I got them somewhere around here. Where they have, I know you don't got them. And then, like for the mob wives, the attack rate goes up 20% at level 10, 18, and 24. Switch you back for the respect. Wonder if I put brawlers on. Nope, I didn't. But I did put slashers on you, so. And like with slashers, 5% chance of dodging attacks. And it increases at level 10, 18, and so on. And I'm trying to think who in the... Perfect. Now brawlers. Recovers HP equal to 40% of total damage dealt. Now they can be really good. And like with me, I have Shredder in my main lineup, so I have 2 sets of brawlers, 1 set of slashers, 1 set of mob wives, and 1 set of reggers. So what Shredder does is he boosts all the brawlers and the slashers. And if I was smart, I would have put mob wives or something on him and gave someone else the slashers, because he did boosted 4 sets of henchmen instead of 3, but oh well. But yeah, he increases their speed, and at level 12 he increases their attack rate as well, and he recovers their HP. So, and the reason I have slashers on here, a lot of people are like, slashers are no good. Well, they move faster than brawlers. So if you launch all your people out at the same time, the slashers are going to go ahead of the brawlers, and these things are going to be shooting on the slashers instead of the reggers and the mob wives until the brawlers get there. So that's why I do that. That's why I have them there. And they are actually pretty good. They have higher attack power than the brawlers anyway. But here's a quick rundown of the bosses. Like I said, Lily is good for raiding, and she's good for pits. She's an overall great boss to have, because if you're facing somebody in the pits, she'll kill them with her sniper. Usually she will. And if you're raiding, yeah, she'll destroy a boss for you. I mean, she's all around good to have. Shredder, he's good in raids, but he's not so much good in pits. But he's one of the 3 tanks in the purple class, so I mean, he's better. Like, he's Scarlet's alternative. He boosts melee and she boosts range. But Scarlet is only good for raids. She's not good in pits at all. He's decent in pits, because if you put him one-on-one with, like, you know, another boss, same level and stuff as him, he'll heal and kill that boss. So he's good for both, but he's better for raids. Frankie is amazing in pits. He silences the other team so they can't proc. So while your team's procking, the other team is getting killed because they can't proc. And Frankie's also great in raids because he can damage up to 8 people with his discharge and destroy buildings. And Redbeard is good for raiding. Not so good in pits, if you ask me. Because he don't do anything other than hurt them. Like Frankie, he hurts them and he takes away their proc. But he's good for raiding. I mean, you can click a signal flare on a opponent's bank, And he'll just sit there and just attack that thing like crazy if you put all your other heroes out before him and you have the stuff build up. Salome, whatever her name is. She is, she's decent in pits and she's decent in raids. And I say that because she's short range. So if you put her in pits, if you send her in another lane, she is not going to get to that truck and attack while your people is attacking, if that makes sense. And in raids, she can get killed really easy because she acts as a tank, but she has, half the HP of a tank. But she does have a nice proc. Scarlet sucks in the pits, but she's awesome in raids because she increases the attack rate too. She's just like a shredder, except she's not a tank, and she's more attack based. And instead of doing what Shredder does, she increases attack of all the henchmen, and then she starts to increase attack rate at level 12. So if you want to raid, she's good for your raiding team, but she will hurt your pit team. Babs. She's like Salame, or whatever her freaking name is. She's decent in raids, but I think she sucks in pits because she gets killed so easy. And who cares if you heal in the pits? I mean, very rarely does that ever matter. It's like, oh, we need to heal, so she's kind of worthless, just like Scarlet in the pits, except she's more worthless. But I mean, some people like her in the pits. I mean, it all depends on how you play in your strategy. Stogie, he's a beast in pits, but he really has no use in raiding unless your first tank dies, or you just want one tank. He's the guy to go to, because originally he sends out 2 clones, and they have 52% of his max HP, 42% attack. So basically, they have half the strength of him, and they absorb 60% of the damage dealt to the original. So he lasts longer. But if he clones on a squad in pits, they're going to sit there and try to kill him for so long that your team is going to kill all of them. Because they're going to be trying to kill him, plus 3 other clones and 4 other clones at level 12. And I mean, he's just a monster in pits when he procs. Beast, he is, out of the 3 tanks, he's the most well-balanced. I mean, he's not great for, like, Wolverine. Shredder's great for raiding. Stogie's great for pits. He's great for both. Well, he's good for both because of his proc. It'll make him leap towards the truck, but his defense boost is really useless in pits. So that's where the raiding comes in. And this is good for, I mean, anything. He does damage to all surrounding enemies. So if you got your team consists of damaging all the enemy units, he might be that little extra damage that you need to kill all of them. And I really like Beast because of his he's so diverse, whatever the word is, I forget, but yeah, that's him. Now here is a beast in raiding and a beast in pits. Because her Windstar can kill every boss on a base or in the pits, plus the truck. I mean, not kill the truck, not destroy the truck at first, but she can damage it. Her max targets is 5. If you level her up to 12, and she can do some damage too. 292 damage to 5 nearest enemy bosses. And plus takes their defense down by 50% at level 12. She is dangerous. But she's gym roll only, so if you're free to play, gotta watch. Rascal is a beast in pits and good at raiding, great at raiding, because she can shoot her little missiles out and kill a whole group of dogs or a whole group of mob wives or raggers or whatever, or buildings. But in pits is where she shines, because if you send her out, she's gonna proc before. Usually, for me, she procs before anybody on the other team, and they're stunned for a second. That gives my team enough time to send out their procs that one little second, and plus the damage that she gives out. So if you mix her with Sherry and Frankie, they hit multiple targets. They'll kill everybody on that team besides the tanks. So, but she's general only too, so be careful. Host is great at raiding, but in my opinion, he sucks in the pits because his proc takes too long to reach full effect. But hey, what do I know? And Santa, he is general only as well, and he sucks most of the time in pits because a snowball, if he shoots that thing like towards the bottom of the screen and hits one person, he just wasted his proc like an idiot. But if he shoots it at all 4 or 5 of the other people's squad, then yeah, he's good, because usually he hits a truck too. He hits like 5 or 6 things, and he does a lot of damage, but it's risky with him. But for raids, he's a beast. He can take out a lot as long as you know how to use him. He's not the type of boss you can just let loose and just press the proc button, because he'll screw you over. But that's pretty much the, well, let me tell you about the Henchmen too while we're at it. Raggers are long range, slashers are short, mob wives are mid, and brawlers are short. And it's always good to have like a diverse set of henchmen too, because those bonds are hard to come by like at later levels. Like for example, Mr. Frankie, 70 bonds to get him to level 28, his raggers. Now if you had to do that for every single boss you had, you'd be stuck. So make sure you make good decisions with that. And I'll show you a quick pit run real quick while we're at it. See, I put my tanks in the back and then my DPS guys in the front for this reason. Watch, they'll attack first. Mine will. See? And that's why you should always put your tanks in the back. Get close here. Now watch the procs. There they go. Now when Sherry procs, Redbeard's gonna die. And yeah, that's how it goes when you got Redbeard, Frankie. I mean not Redbeard, Frankie. Sherry, Rascal, and Frankie. It's been a long day. I keep getting my names mixed up and stuff. Okay. Now before I end the video, I'm gonna show you a raid on. It's a little tip on how to raid. Well, how I like to raid anyway. In case you want to, like, you know, copy my team a little bit. Well, JC. We'll do JC. So, he's tough. So, if I don't 100% him, you know why. I always send my guys at, you know, over here in the corner of the screen. But you also got to watch for springs as you're doing this, because a lot of times there'll be springs around the area, this area. And IGG needs to fix the lag on this too. Good God. Now, get all the dogs to come out. Perfect. Come on. We lost a rigger, but that's okay because we destroyed 3 traps. Look at that fire hydrant going nuts. There it goes. Now, here in a minute, I'm going to show you why I love shared kin so much. It's never easy raiding JC though. Especially when your screen's lagging as bad as mine. So look, there's another. Okay. Now, let's click Sherry's WinStar. Click it again. Click it one more time. There's Frankie gone. There's Lily gone. Okay. Well, here we go. Enter in the war zone. So far, so good. About what I expected. And we're going to throw the heal in now to heal the brawlers before they all die. And the slashers and the raggers and the whatever else. Alright, all the bosses are gone. Now it's just those high level mortar nests you gotta watch out about and his henchmen. And the mines, of course. And there is a trap, which we never like to see, but luckily Stogie is in front of it. He just got stunned, which is good. Well, it's not good, but it's better than what could have happened. Okay. I usually hit Stogie's proc before he gets killed too, because it's just, since he's useless in raids pretty much, other than being a tank, I just, you know, this thing's lagging like crazy. Oh, Shredder, don't die. Well, there went my last tank. But you still got brawlers and you still got slashers, but if they don't get down here soon, those towers are going to start attacking my DPS squads and everything else. So hurry up, guys. Get down here. Send back one of these. See? That's the only thing you got to watch for. Because all my henchmen are up there, so now they're attacking my bosses. But that's okay. Still working out just fine. For now. Well, Henchmen, it's up to you. And you only. Because Frankie's about to be a goner. Okay. It's a good one. Well, 79%, but it's about as good as you're going to get against JC. But yeah, that's how you raid effectively and smart, I guess. Not just sending all your guys out there and doing a bunch of crazy stuff. That is the introduction to Clash of Mafias. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any more questions whatsoever, comment below, or any suggestions or whatever like that. Let me know, because I want everybody to enjoy the game and have an idea of what the game is about and stuff like that, and not have to read a bunch of stuff, because I'd rather watch the videos than read. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Clash on!